I'm recording.
Okay, now we're being recorded. Okay, got
You
it.
can still say whatever. That's great.
Say whatever, Phil. Well, hi, everybody. Andy here, and just want to clear up the record, Joel, just so you know. Yesterday, I was trying to make a point about the uniqueness of people, and I saw Dr. Phil squirming. He was squirming in his seat. So I did what every communicator should not do, is ask the audience, how am I doing? So I got an honest answer, Joel. I got an honest answer from Dr. Phil.
Well, it was one of the best answers ever because it was like, I'm doing the correct thing. I'm giving all the right information. Right, doctor, straight to Phil. And the best answer ever was...
What was it?
More or less.
More or less. Yes.
The truth.
Yeah. So to the point of the psalmist, right? David talking about being fearfully and wonderfully made. Mm-hmm. Which, when you look at the biology of humans and the extraordinary intricacy and complexity of it, it's hard to fathom. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so, whether you believe in Christianity or creation or science or not, the complexity of the human body is really extraordinary. And so really a lot of this has to do with how you look at it. In other words, how we as people interpret what we're seeing and how we put it in the context. And so we as Christians believe, and I think for good reason, that creation occurred, and that this is a result of intelligent design. And even there are very notable scientists who have become Christians because they actually look at this extraordinary just the extraordinary complexity of the human body, and can't really come up with a good explanation, such as this happened by random chance.
There's no way.
So in many regards, it's like, well, if you want to believe in something that's happening extraordinarily random, which is extraordinarily improbable, that's a far harder thing to believe, in my view.
So say that one more time. You said it after church while you were correcting me on some of my facts, that it actually takes more faith for somebody to believe that this happened randomly versus correct. There has to be a creator behind this creation.
Correct. And that's while I'll be the first to say it is definitely debated, I would say that it takes an extraordinary leap of faith to believe that this somehow happened in organic soup, and the complexity of this somehow happened by random chance. So yes, and I mean so for instance, getting back to something you said in the sermon about, so DNA in a human has about 3 billion bases. Okay, so those are the building blocks of life. It is extraordinary when you think about that is how basically the code for making any of us, and we all are unique, as we know, and to the complexity of the machinery that makes that is just it's hard to fathom, to be frank.
Well, let's toss the numbers out. I mean, the numbers that I threw out were actually I think incorrect here. 23 chromosomes, but for the male and the female, which then equals 46 chromosomes.
Correct.
So I missed it.
So everybody who has a normal genetic component has 46 chromosomes. That's correct.
So just for the record, everybody, I said 23. I was wrong. Joel, I was wrong on that one. So it's 46.
It's already on the website.
There are 3 billion 3 billion characters make up the 4 different nucleotide that are the 4 different letters. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is
correct.
Ding,
ding.
I got one. Okay. So there are, I threw up a picture of 16 cell embryo after it's 3 days old on the tip of a needle. So that ultimately makes up, and I don't think I'm clear on this, 75 trillion cells in your body.
So it will continue to proliferate, and the cells will continue to divide to create that 75 trillion cells. Now, those 75 trillion cells will then, again, as you pointed out correctly, I would say that they do turn over. So cells are replaced, right? And so it's the cells that you were born with, right? I mean, obviously they're getting replaced over and over again because they don't last forever. as none of us do. And so that's an important thing to understand. Again, we're talking about the complexity of that is just extraordinary. And so yeah, I mean, I think there's ample evidence to believe this. And I just, like I said, as a scientist sitting in the audience, I'm kind of like, okay, let's, we can, I get the point. You're going in the right direction.
I'm getting the point, but it's not absolutely 100%, but we'll go with it.
You did mention that all pastors lie like 15 minutes before that, so it's okay, like
I gave myself a pass.
You gave yourself a pass, absolutely.
Well, Phil, any other comments just about the uniqueness of the human being? I mean, you also said, and I didn't realize this, at Malibu Pacific Church, it is an above average intelligence audience because this was your PhD. So Phil's like, well, actually, that's what I did my PhD in. I was like, oh, okay.
I did. Yeah. So I've been to school a long time. I did so when I finished college, I enrolled in an MD PhD program in Dallas, and so I did my PhD actually in molecular genetics. So this is the kind of stuff like I studied all the time. This is the kind of stuff I dealt with every day when I was working on my PhD, and then I finished my medical training and then became a surgeon. So I'm a kind of a weird sort in the regard that there aren't very many surgeons who are trained in genetics.
Yeah.
So in this regard, it was unfortunate for you that I happened to be in the audience that day. But
we don't want everybody coming to church.
No.
Do you have a PhD in genetics? I do. You're not welcome today. Yeah.
Please watch online.
Please. What else? What other uniqueness as we finish up here? We're going to send this out to the church to clarify all the mistakes. But what else would you say? How unique are we? It's just amazing that when we say we're a miracle, we truly are a miracle.
So you look at the So the whole. I mean, honestly, part of being a doctor and being a scientist is absolutely the fascination with everybody you're dealing with is different. Okay, every single person is different. Every type of person that, for instance, I see in surgery is different than the person I saw before. Everything is different. Everybody is different. Everybody has uniquenesses. The kind of sheer beauty and complexity of humans is just hard to fathom, honestly. Believing that you're made in the image of God is also extraordinary. I mean, and I think that that goes to the I think a very good explanation as to why there is such complexity. Okay.
Ooh, that's a whole sermon series right there. So creating the image of God, which is complex.
Very complex.
Yeah.
Here we're on Earth and we deal with things that are complex and mind-bending. We can't figure it out. But then that doesn't go to the spiritual realm. We're going to go to theology of trying to understand this in a different way. So, I like I said, it's a real privilege to be able to do this.
Well, let's just finish with that. Thank you, Phil. That each person that we interact with is complex, is unique.
Yep.
It's created in the image of God, has God's thumbprint on it, but just shows the complexities and the awesomeness of who God is. And if we're in a reflection of God's image, there is so much to be discovered about who God is then. And man, it makes God awesome. So Phil, Dr. Phil, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
That was really good.
Please bill us at Malibu Pacific Church. Yeah, bill us.
Bill us for that. Yeah, you can bill us.
We got good insurance.
I'll get my assistant to send you guys a bill for my consulting time. But actually, consider it a donation to something.
Thanks. Oh, wow.
Hey!
There you go.
Yeah, incredible. Phil, have a great day, and pray for your surgeries. And if anybody interacts with Phil and as a doctor, you're in good hands. God bless you, Phil, and
very kind. All right, guys.
And your entire family. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, you bet.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Well, there you have it. We had our first fact-checking after the sermon.
That's what it is. It's fact-checking.
Fact-checking after the sermon with...
I feel like an idiot. Yeah, I wouldn't go to me for a sermon.
Well, I mean, Phil is just one of the most stand-up guys. And if you don't know him yet, by all means, go say hi to him on the patio. You know, he'd love to, you know, even high-five you and tell you some stories. I'll tell you this, that man is changing lives around this world. And he and his wife, his family is amazing. They love Jesus, and it's so evident. So get to know Phil. It's another story here. You know, church for everybody in every story. So with
great
that said,
people here at Malibu Pacific Church, just great people.
Absolutely.
Excellent, Joel. Thank you. Hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully when we mess things up or make a mistake,
we'll bring in a PhD.
Clarify. Yeah,
like a multi-PhD.
Go get a PhD.
And then you can fact check the pastor all you want.
Yeah. Until then, don't fact check me. Yeah.
Send an email. All right. Thanks everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.